Next up on the NRSL Advocare Truck Series brings us to the Tricky Triangle for here to this weekend, as we are at Pocono, the 3-turn triangle for the running of the Pocono Mountains 125, as we are set for racing here for 20 laps of distance on this 2.5-mile triangle racetrack. So we've been on this is a third of 3 consecutive flat tracks that the trucks have been on here. Flat track ovals, I should say. We were on 2 1-mile flat tracks at Milwaukee and at New Hampshire. Now we're about ready to tackle the 2.5-mile racetrack at Pocono. So, all right, so let's get the starting line for today's running of the event. On the pole at 165 miles an hour, it is Chris Dodcar, truck number 18, the Pennzoil Chevrolet. Beside him will be number 3, the GM Goodrich Chevrolet of Cole Deaver. He's on the outside. Road 2 is Keith Batson, number 28, the Napa United Ford. Beside him will be number 7, the ex-Siberius Ford of Joshua Sakuli. He won at Texas this season. Third row is J.R. Tellier, number 94, the Super 8 Motels Ford. And beside him will be number 8, the GM Goodrich Chevrolet of Ryan George. Next row down has number 25, the Budweiser Chevrolet of William Brock, and beside him will be number 98, the Ray Business Brakes Ford of Matt McIntyre. Next row down has number 22, the Miller Ford of Johnny Gardner, winner at Martinsville this season. He'll be alongside number 2, Zach Flickinger, the TMAC certified Ford. Next row down has John Arndt in his Zaxby's Chicken Ford, number 09. His win came at California. Beside him will be number 87, this Bell's Mobility Chevrolet of Dougie Shears, Super Shears on the outside. Next row down has Zachary Fitzwater, number 59, the Kingsford Charcoal Dodge. And another Dodge, the Mopar Dodge, number 29 of Chelsea Balls, has the outside. Next row down has number 1, the Sears Die Hard Racing Chevrolet of Dylan Young. Beside him will be Paul Minnick in the 06 Ultra Wheels Ford. Next row down, Jordan Anderson, not to be confused with the Jordan Anderson who runs in the Real Truck Series, the Camper Real Truck Series. This is a different Jordan Anderson. He's in the number 6 Total Truck. And beside him, his truck is a Chevrolet. Beside him will be number 14, the Milwaukee Ford of Andrew Davis. Next row down is J.T. Bryant, number 21, the Ortho Lawn and Garden Ford. And Joshua Osborne, number 15, the Linex Truck Bed Ford. Next row down has Jonathan Zorlin, number 17, the Team GMAC Racing Chevrolet. And Seth Cole, number 52, the AC Delco Chevrolet. Next row down has Alex Gray, number 86, the RC Cola Dodge. And number 50, the Granger Ford of Kat Tellier. She won at Rockingham. Next row down is Nathan Hudson, number 30, the Team Mopar Dodge. And number 4, Jessica Shelton, the Team ASC Certified Ford. Next row down has Liam McIntyre, the ex-Siberius Ford, number 99. He drives the same sponsor number, and the Cup Series will be broadcasting to you from Pocono as well on the NSRA Sports and Gaming channel. Beside him will be the number 43 Dodge Dodge of Joshua Collard. Next row down has Kev Shear, the winner at Sonoma, in the 24 Quaker State Chevrolet, and Phil Parker, number 38, the Channel Lock Flyers Ford. Next row down has Quentin Moore, number 44, the Federated Auto Parts Ford, and Kyle Matthews, number 5, the DuPont Chevrolet. He has one of our in-truck cameras in today's event. So too does Charles Sanford, number 16, the Papa John's Pizza Ford, or Chevrolet, excuse me. And beside him will be the Cat Rental Store Chevrolet, car number 60 of Truck 60, I should say, of Michael Turner. Next row down has Jesse Turner, number 83, the Mission Lens and Services Chevrolet. He won it this season at Charlotte. Beside him will be number 23, the Toyota Certified Toyota of Benjamin Miles. He's the only Toyota in the field. And shotgun on the field, it'll be number 75, the Spears Manufacturing Chevrolet of Kyle Lynch, the winner at Nashville, and Matt Haas in the 20 MBNA Chevrolet. So here comes the command of the fire the engines here at Pocono.
Driver, start your engine!
Command some get in front of the engines as we get some racing here today. This is a truck cup doubleheader here in the Pocono Triangle. The Mellow Yellow Series will be at the short track at Myrtle Beach Speedway in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So can't wait for that race on that beautiful 0.53 mile racetrack. And we mentioned Charles Saber and Kyle Matthews are in truck cameras for today's event. So too is Jessica Shelton. That'll be our 3 camera trucks for today's event. Here at Pocono, the green flag will be waving here for 20 laps here. It's an all Chevy front row. Chris Dodd and Cole Deaver. We are underway in the Pocono Mountains 125. This track at Pocono has been known to be a wreck fest in some cases here as Chris Dodd pulls ahead, but here comes Deaver back on the outside of the racetrack here. Number 3, the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. Side by side, they come down the long push road, which is 3,055 feet. First turn actually has 14 degrees of banking. And now on to turn number 2, which will be the banking there is actually 8 degrees in banking. As Joshua Zakuli goes inside. Now Deaver trying for the lead onto the short chute at 1,780 feet in length. And onto the third turn of the racetrack here, which is banked at only 6 degrees. And I mentioned I sometimes have the audacity to say turn 4. Well, you see it right there on the wall. What turn 4? Yeah. And onto the long straightaway, which is 3,740 feet in length. And that's your tail of the tape of the track at Pocono. 3 different turns, 3 different straightaways. So, Cole Deaver has the lead of the race here. Second position is Chris Dodd. Going third now, or trying for third, is Joshua Sakuli outside of Keith Batson. As they come down the backstretch here, Sakuli takes the spot away. Batson hung to the inside lane here, and usually the inside lane is the best way to go around a track like Pocono. But unfortunately, it's not to be. This track has kind of a mystery groove on the outside of the racetrack here. It takes a good amount of drafting help to try to get around. So Sakuli will take third. Fourth position right here, trying for fourth is Matt McIntyre, no relation to Levi. And Sakuli will try for second inside of Chris Dodd. Now I said it's kind of a mystery. It's kind of a mystery to try to how to make the pass around this racetrack here. Well, that's a classic example right there. Chris Dodd on the outside has the momentum by running the high side, but the tendency here, but most of the drivers in every series that we run here have the tendency to want to go to the inside lane because the inside lane is shorter. But what some people don't realize, if you have banking on the racetrack there, the outside lane is actually the one that gives you more momentum and more straightaway speed. And Ryan George is trying his chance in the third turn here as he comes down the front stretch. He and Chris Dodd side by side. Boy, who was second that last time by? But if that had been battle for the win, I'd have lost it. Oh gosh, and it was Chris Dodd who kept second with George in third. But now the drafting line of Chris Dodd and J.R. Tellier is working to their advantage right now as they take second and third here. Ryan George caught on the inside lane. Now Matt McIntyre hopes to shove George a little by Joshua Sakuli. Now William Brock gets into it. So does Batson. So does Johnny Gardner. John Arntzen is mixed in 09 as he's gotten by Gardner. So too has Fitzwater in number 59. Dylan Young in there, number 1. Zach Flickinger, the winner at Daytona this season. Number 2, the season opener. Lap speed's just over 160 miles per hour around this racetrack here at Pocono Raceway. There it is, about around almost middle of the pack here. Joshua Collard and Jessica Shelton going at it, a pair of veterans here in our competition. On board Jessica Shelton's truck. See how fast they go down the track at Pocono, and Jessica enters the turn enters turn 3 at 174 miles an hour, down to about 131 miles per hour through a flat 6-degree turn 3, and now So she's in a draft with Seth Colts. See how much she goes down the front stretch. Start finish line 168 miles an hour, 175 now. 78, 79, 180 miles an hour, 81, 82, 182 miles per hour to turn number 1. And down to about 146 miles per hour in the middle of first and second turns. Shelton at the moment rides 26 as she tries to get by Phil Parker in 38. And she's in the draft here with Joshua Collard and in front of her, and then behind her, there's Levi McIntyre with Kyle Matthews right behind. And Matthews has our front bumper cam on the DuPont Chevrolet. Matthews got a win this season at the Milwaukee Mile in the Truck Series. Near him have to back up the throttle just a little bit here. McIntyre up ahead. There's Phil Parker, 38. And with the help of Kev Shearer in 24 to Quaker State Chevrolet. Shearer was the winner of the road course at Sonoma. Now from inside Kyle's truck. Leader by way of the race is still Cole Deaver in number 3. Down the front stretch goes Matthews. So we saw how fast Shelton went in turn number 1. See how fast Matthews goes. 180 miles an hour, 81, 82. So 183 blank for Matthews in turn number 1. And down to about 142 miles per hour in turns 1 and 2. So, yeah, but Matthews, unfortunately, right now runs in 31st position at the moment. So none of our truck camera trucks running pretty good here today, at least, so far. But hoping to make some headway here at this racetrack here at Pocono as we see Parker and Shearer. Now Shearer goes inside of Phil Parker in 38. That's Shearer in 24. And now Kev Shearer is all over the back of Jessica Shelton's truck. Boy, well, I tell you what, this track here at Pocono is racing like it's rush hour in Los Angeles. Kev Shearer now on the outside lane of Levi McIntyre. Shearer, by the way, is the homeboy on this racetrack here. This is his home track. Shearer from the state of Pennsylvania. He hopes to do well here at Pocono this weekend in both this series and in the Cup Series as well for the Farmers Insurance 400. Back to the leaders. Caution free so far, 9 laps in the books and 11 laps to go. As nobody's had anything for that 95 Silverado of Cole Deaver. Leading the race here, Chris Dodds in second position in a 96 Chevrolet. Matt McIntyre on the outside lane looking for position on Dodd here. That's for second place. Trying to throw Ford into this mix for the win. In fact, 2 more Fords follow right behind Dodd. That is the 94 and the 09. J.R. Tellier in trying for 4th position on John Arndt, who rides 5th. John Arndt, of course, the winner of that thrilling finish at California, both this series and in the Cup Series as well. He had a great weekend over there at his home track at California Speedway. Last lap by the leader, 161.5 miles per hour. And of course, that's one thing we need to explain. That this track here is 2.5 miles in length. Of course, the same length as the tracks like Indianapolis, which is also a flat track, but now also be the home of the Brickyard 400 for the Cup Series as well. Coming up. And battle for the lead here. Matt McIntyre inside of Cole Deaver. Deaver on the outside, McIntyre inside. Here comes Taylor, 3 wide for the lead here at Pocono. Let's see who comes out on top in this one here. Deaver on the outside, McIntyre in the middle. Taylor on the inside of the racetrack. Oh, boy, if that would have been the finish of the race, my goodness. And J.R. Taylor got his lead in the race here as Deaver on the outside lane here, and he and Matt McIntyre touch come out of turn number 1. And now Deaver tries back on the outside lane, and McIntyre side by side as they go down the front long pile straightaway. Deaver pulls ahead. But Matt McIntyre in that 98 truck is not giving up. He's making that inside lane work. And now J.R. Taylor wants another shot at this again here, and except they're not going to go 3 wide through turn 3 like they did the last time by. Boy, that was a hair-raising moment here at Pocono. Deaver and McIntyre side by side. Matt McIntyre, that is, and Deaver takes the lead back on this lap. But here comes Matt McIntyre trying again for the lead in turn number 1. But Cole Deaver says, no way, I'm not going to fall for that trick again, and he will take the lead back. Well, I was going to say about this track at Pocono here, this track is going to compare more to Indianapolis, where they'll be running for the Brickyard 400 in the Cup Series this season, in the NRSL Advocare GTX Cup Series. But you kind of figure those 2 tracks are the same length as tracks like Talladega and Daytona, and we're spin! And a big crash here. Zorland's in the crash. Alex Gray was spun. Chelsea Bowles is in it. Several trucks having to get on the binders here, trying to miss the 17 truck. And it appears Nathan Hudson's slow a little bit in the 30 truck as the yellow flag flies for the first time on the 13th lap, 14th lap, make that. As Cole Deaver leads the race here, we'll get back to we'll see what causes the yellow flag to fly for the first time here. As they have 7 laps to go now. And let's take a look at the 17 of Jonathan Zorland. Far Chase View has not failed us yet. And he gets into it with Andrew Davis in the 14 truck, and Davis. Zorland held his line and just taps Davis, is what it looks like. And as they go down to the North Chute, then Chelsea Bowles starts spinning in 29. Nathan Hudson comes back and hits her in the 30. And then Zorland gets tapped by Alex Gray, and then Zorland bunny hopped a little bit. And several trucks, had to slam on the brakes there. Seth Cole and Jessica Shelton among them. And Jess looks like she got into Seth Cole's truck. There was the black truck spinning. I don't know who that is. But he's right there behind Seth Cole. That's Joshua Osborne in 15 at spun. And I don't think any damage was caused to both Seth and Jess. I don't really think so. On board Jessica Shelton's truck. Let's see what happened here. And you saw Jess. Jess actually got turned sideways, but she didn't spin. But she right now rides in 33rd position. Kyle Lynch apparently had some damage to his number 75 truck. He apparently had also crashed. There's Zorland's truck. He's hoods off on his number 75 Spears Manufacturing Chevrolet. So Alex Gray and Chelsea Bowles, the two trucks, one are out of the race here, and actually the rest of them are on the lead lap. So we'll see what happens here in the end of this race. We will have 3 laps to go when we get this race restarted. Actually here, so we'll be on lap number 18. Real field rundown here. Cole Deaver leads. Second position is J.R. Tellier. I almost said J.R. Todd, the funny car racer. Chris Todd's in third. Fourth position is Matt McIntyre. Fifth is William Brock. Sixth is Dougie Shears. Seventh position belonging to Keith Batson. Eighth is Joshua Sakuli. Ninth is Zachary Fitzwater. 10th is Ryan George. 11th is Dylan. 12th is here. 11th is Dylan Young. 12th is Zach Flickinger. 13th is JT Bryant. 14th is Paul Minnick. 15th is Johnny Gardner. Cat Tellier. Cab Shear. Joshua Collard, Andrew Davis, and Michael Turner's truck is the last trucks finishing here. Or, I mean, not finishing actually yet, but last trucks running right now so far. And something wrong with the 11th place runner, actually, originally 11th place. John Arndt had problems in the 09. Oh, I swear for John Arndt, if it wasn't for bad luck, he wouldn't have any sometimes. He had a tremendous run going on in the number 09 Zaxby's truck. But, well, anyway, we're about to get set for green flag racing here at Pocono. Cole Deaver leads the race here. Second position is J.R. Tellier. Third spot is Chris Dodd. The green flag waves. Can Cole Deaver hold on to win this event? And we are back underway on lap number 18. Truck's already fanning out. Here comes J.R. Tellier on the outside lane. He's going to get the draft off Deaver's truck. And Tellier has the high side to his advantage here, and he'll stick the that red Ford on the outside. He'll take the second position away from Deaver as they go down the backstretch. And meanwhile, Keith Batson begins to roll on the outside lane on William Brock in 25. Matt McIntyre's in fourth position. Batson trying to take fifth in 28. And meanwhile, several trucks get here in a gaggle here. 2 laps to go. And here comes Jared Tellier for the lead in 94, but Deaver has the high side to his advantage again. Well, I was going to say about the here. Like I said, you compare tracks like last couple times. Here, comparing tracks like Pocono and Indianapolis, and you see Tellier and Dodd touch a little bit here. To tracks like Talladega and Daytona, with their high banks, they can run about 48 seconds, 45 to 50 seconds a lap around those two places at about 190 miles an hour. This track here takes a darn near a minute to complete at about 165, 170 miles an hour. The white flag waves over Cole Deaver. 1 lap remaining in the event in the Pocono Mountains 125. Dodd tries to take second back away from J.R. Tellier. He will do so, and now Keith Batson is going to try for third spot here as he gets around his KAB Enterprises teammate. A Ford chasing 2 Chevrolets here on the final lap of the race at Pocono. Here comes Dodd. Dodd to the inside lane. Tries on Deaver. Nothing doing. They're side by side now. Chris Dodd in 18, Cole Deaver in the 3, side by side. Who's Batson going to go with? He goes with Dodd. Here they come. On to turn 3 they go. They're side by side. Here they come up the third turn. Deaver and Dodd side by side. Batson's got Deaver in the draft, and it is Chris Dodd winning at Pocono. trouble. On the inside lane where nobody, and I repeat, nobody, was able to make work all race long, and Chris Dodd snookered him inside and defeats Cole Deaver by just 2/100ths of a second. I swear, Cole's got to be thinking, what am I going to have to do to win a race here? Oh my! But Chris Dunn, number 18, the Pennzoil Chevrolet, wins the race at Pocono as he takes the Pocono Mountains 125. 2/100ths of a second was the margin of victory. And he's got to partially thank Keith Batson for that shove he got, too. And I thought for a minute, Batson might have a shot at making it 3 wide to the line. 19 thousandths was the margin at the start-finish line between those three between first and second. So 15 races are in the books here. Chris Dodd wins. Cole Deaver was second. Heartbreaking second-place finish for Deaver. Third was Keith Batson. Fourth was Matt McIntyre. J.R. Tellier fifth. Sixth position was William Brock. Seventh position was Joshua Sakuli, matching his truck number. Dylan Young, a solid 8th place run for him. 9th position, Dougie Shears. And 10th place was Zachary Fitzwater. Rest of the finishing order here. Here, Johnny Gardner comes home at 11th. 12th was J.T. Bryant. 13th, Ryan George. 14th was Zach Flickinger. 15th, Paul Minnick. 16th was Kat Tellier. Kev Shear, 17th. Joshua Collard, 18th. 19th was Phil Barker. And 20th was Andrew Davis. As we look at the rest of the finishing order here, 21st position will belong to Michael Turner. 22nd, Kyle Matthews. 23rd, Charles Sanford. 24th was Jordan Anderson. Matt Haas, 25th. 26th was Levi McIntyre. 27th position belonging to Seth Cole. Jesse Turner, 28th. Jessica Shelton, 29th. And 30th position will go to Nathan Hudson. Quentin Moore, 31st. 32nd was John Arndt. John, and he had to feel for John Arndt as well. He had a good solid day going, and unfortunately, bad luck struck him. And I do not. I think to my knowledge, it was an unscheduled stop. Was what cost John Arndt in the late going here at Pocono. Benjamin Miles was 33rd, excuse me. Joshua Osborne, 34th. Kyle Lynch, 35th. And Jonathan Sorlin, 36th. Both Lynch and Sorlin were damaged up with no hood, but still was able to finish the event on the lead lap. Trucks out of the race, Alex Gray, 37th, and 38th position, Chelsea Bowles, both out of the race as a result of that crash that took place with about 7 laps to go. But in a tremendous finish at Pocono, Chris Dodd takes the win here in the Pocono Mountains 125. As 50 races are down in the Advocare Truck Series, as we will head to the short track at Indianapolis. IRP, it'll be a truck Mellow Yellow doubleheader, and for that particular track, Cup heads to the Bain Brickyard itself for the Brickyard 400. So with that all said here, this is James Qualls and the production of the NRSL, and we'll see you next time. We'll see you for Mellow Yellow Series Racing from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Congratulations again to Chris Dodd, and we'll see you next time.